Let me ask you something real quick. What if the reason your life feels messy isn't because you're lazy, unlucky, or unmotivated, but because your morning is broken? Think about it. You wake up late, grab your phone, scroll. Suddenly you're stressed, behind, and already tired, and the day hasn't even started. If that sounds familiar, good, you clicked the right video. Because today, I'm breaking down the perfect morning habits that quietly changed my focus, my energy, and my consistency. And yes, these are the same habits used by students who top exams, creators who don't burn out, and people who actually stick to their goals. And stay till the end, because the last habit is the one almost nobody talks about, but it's the reason everything else works. Now let's reset your mornings. Here's the first truth no one tells you. Your morning doesn't start when you wake up, it starts the night before. If you sleep at 2 a.m. watching just one more video, tomorrow is already ruined, not because you're weak, but because your brain never fully resets. So the habit is tiny. Pick a non-negotiable sleep window, not a time, a window. For example, between 10:30 and 11, no perfection, just consistency. And here's the micro win. Put your phone away from your bed, not forever, just overnight. Because once your phone isn't the first thing you touch, something powerful happens in the morning. Which brings us to habit number 2, and this one feels uncomfortable at first. When you wake up, do not check your phone for 10 minutes. I know, notifications feel urgent, school messages, WhatsApp, YouTube comments, missed stuff. But the moment you scroll, you hand control of your brain to everyone else. Instead, do this. Sit up, feet on the floor, deep breath, one stretch. That's it. You just told your brain, I'm in charge today. And here's the loop. This single decision massively affects your motivation later. I'll explain how in a second. Next habit, water before words. Before talking, before thinking, before complaining, drink a full glass of water. Not because it's healthy, but because dehydration literally increases stress hormones. You wake up anxious for no reason and blame life. Water fixes that faster than motivation ever will. Now here's where most people mess up their mornings. They try to do everything: meditation, journaling, exercise, reading, cold showers. They last 3 days, then quit. So here's the rule. One anchor habit. Just one thing that makes you feel like, okay, I showed up. For students, that could be 10 minutes reviewing yesterday's notes. For creators, outlining one idea. For anyone stuck, making your bed or writing one sentence. Why does this work? Because confidence doesn't come from big wins. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. And remember that motivation loop I mentioned earlier? This is where it closes. When you win early, your brain releases dopamine, not from pleasure, but from progress. That's why productive people look motivated. They're just stacking small wins. Now let's talk about the habit that separates burnout from balance. Before your day explodes with tasks, ask one question. What would make today a win? Not 10 things, one thing. If you're a student, maybe it's finishing one assignment properly. If you procrastinate, maybe it's starting, not finishing. If you're tired, maybe it's resting without guilt. Write it down, because if you don't define success, your brain defaults to stress. And here's the final habit, the quiet one, the one nobody flexes on Instagram. Don't rush your morning. Design it. Even if you only have 30 minutes, decide the order. Wake, water, anchor habit, go. Chaos creates anxiety. Structure creates calm. You don't need a perfect life. You need a predictable start. So here's your challenge. Try this tonight. Set a sleep window, put your phone away, decide your one anchor habit, and tomorrow morning, just show up. If you want the exact routine I use on exam days and content days, the one that keeps me consistent even when motivation is zero, watch the next video. Let's level up together.